Isang malaking sampal kay Bonjing Rimulya at itong journalist na to mga kadunatics na anti-Duterte talaga, okay? Tawagin na lang natin siyang Satan. Kasi napaka-blasphemous kung tawagin natin siyang Lord, di ba? O, Satan na lang. Akala niya kasi mga kadunatics, sa tanong niya ito, masasatisfy siya sa sagot ng isang napakagaling na attorney, si Attorney Karen Jimeno mga kadunatics. Bago natin panoorin yung interview na yan, ito muna. Okay. Very short. Interview ni Karen Davila kay Trililing. Dito mga kadunatics pinagtatawanan na lang natin itong si Trililing kasi palagi na lang mga kadunatics high. Okay, ito.
Senator Antonio Trillanes, now, are you pro-Marcos? Yan ang tanong ng ilan, that you are turning a blind eye to the corruption in this government, the accusations against President Marcos Jr., former Speaker Martin Romualdez, that you are not criticizing them.
Okay.
Pro-Marcos ka na ba?
Ganito po, ang sagot ko dyan, let's just say that I am single-minded in my focus dito.
Single-minded. Ay nako, ayaw pang sagutin na oo, pro Marcos na ako, makikipag-unite ka na nga eh. Single-minded. Ay nako, talagang sarap lapasuhin. Go.
Sa aking advocacy, I know the dangers.
Ano the
Sa
dangers?
2028, pag nakabalik yung mga Duterte, gigibain nila yung demokrasya.
Ay nako. Ayun mga kadunatics, di ba? Entertainment. Pag si Trilling talaga yung entertainment, grabe ka naman, Trilling. Sobra naman ang ka-high mo. Like, really mga kadunatics, ganyan. Ay nako, ganyan na talaga yung galit niya. Ganyan kalaki ang galit niya kay Tatay Digong at sa mga Duterte. Okay. At ito pa, isang high. Alright? Ito mga kadunatics, basahin lang natin ng mabilisan bago natin panoorin tong si Satan. Okay, si Senator Villanueva ay shall we say, nasa block pa ni Senator Alan Peter Cayetano. Ito ang sabi niya nung May 26 mga kadunatics this year. Sa lalong madaling panahon, mapa-file na rin namin yung kay Senator Joel Villanueva. Yan ay isang hinog na rin. Hinog mga kadunatics. It means ready na, kakainin na lang. Di ba? At bakit sa June 29, the same year mga kadunatics, biglang nag-iba? Hindi namin tinanggap yung findings ng DOJ kay Senator Villanueva kasi kulang yung case build-up niya. So we have to conduct our own. Tapos sabihin niya, hindi kami selective justice. Ang ombudsman is not partisan. Hindi selective justice. Sa Binisaya pa mga kadunatics ito. Lami kayo pakong ang duha, si Trililing at kaning si ombudsman, si Bonjing Rimulya. Kasi lumipat na si Joel Villanueva sa kampo ni Gatchalian. Ngayon, wala nang kaso. Nawala ngang kachis, di ba? Ginagago na lang nga tayo mga kadunatics. Pag sila ma-interview sila, sasabihin na kahit sino dito, kakasuhan. Walang selective justice. Pero yung mga pinagagawa nila mga kadunatics is totally opposite sa mga pinagsasabi nila. At alam nyo ba mga kadunatics, kasi ngayon si Bongbong Marcos, okay? Si Ngagba, nasa Canada. Woo! Wow! Amid sa nangyayari ngayon, nasa Canada siya. Okay. So, it means may katiwala yung gobyerno ng Pilipinas mga kadunatics. Dapat ang isang presidente paglalabas yan, ang automatic yan mga kadunatics, sa vice-presidente yan ang pangangalaga. Okay. Talagang hindi na part ng government itong si Inday Sara Duterte. Kasi ito yung tao na ginawang stewardship steward mga kadunatics ng Pilipinas. Ayan, ito. Ayan, siya yung steward ngayon. Ayan, sino? Si Recto Agoy. Ralph Recto. ang caretaker ng bansa. Recto itinalaga bilang isa sa mga caretaker ng bansa habang nasa Canada si Marcos de Jr. Wow. Talagang out of the picture na si Inday Sara dito, mga kadonatics. The only group that fights with Inday Sara Duterte ngayon, mga kadonatics, is the people. The people na lang talaga, kasi lahat ng ahensya ng gobyerno ngayon against kay Inday Sara Duterte at sa mga Duterte in general, mga kadonatics. Good thing sa kanya yung taong bayan, which is mas malakas pa rin tayo. Okay, magpakasasa kayo sa kapangyarihan. Okay? But darating at darating din ng panahon, mga kadonatics. We may be at the bottom right now, but gulong ng palad, we will be up there pretty soon, mga kadonatics. Ito na. Okay, pakinggan natin itong si Satan interview. Okay, ito.
The issue of whether Senator Marcoleta should be charged with plunder or a simple offense of graft, or is it an issue of the SOSE? Join us live via Zoom. We will be seeking the help of someone from the forefront. We have Attorney Karen Jimeno, a former spokesperson of the Corona Defense Team and professor of law. All right. Hi, Attorney Karen. Thank you for joining us.
Di lang maganda, magaling pa, mga kadonatics.
Hi, good evening, Lord.
I've been following your interviews regarding this issue, but let me start with this question. The fact that Senator Marcoleta admitted supposedly this thing on live television, national TV, does it make this one a slam dunk case, kumbaga?
Depends on what is filed against Senator Marcoleta. So, personally, I think the fact that he made this in a public admission is indicative that he did not think that there was an offense on his part. At least not at the level of plunder. Because plunder is really a grave offense. And if we look back at the history of Republic Act 7080 or the Anti-Plunder Act, this was authored by, among others, Senator Jovito Salonga back in 1991 in response to the ill-gotten wealth or massive corruption that was perpetuated by then President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. So marami talaga silang na-accumulate, diba? And their cronies. So if you look at the way that the plunder law is written, including the penalties, after it was amended by Republic Act 6759 in 1993, binaba yung threshold from 75 million to 50 million pesos. But you know, the death penalty was imposed for this crime. So ganun kalala yung penalty for the crime. And I think if we look at what it's supposed to punish, it's massive, like a scheme, or I guess I will quote the law kasi ayoko naman na sabihin I'm just defending one side, right? Marcoleta's side or against him. I just want to be factual. So let's look at the law. The law punishes any combination or series of acts that were committed by the following means. And I think in this case, the Ombudsman is pointing to a section there that says, by receiving directly or indirectly any commission or gift. So in this case, baka gift kasi binigay daw sa kanya yung pera. But ang kasama sa sentence na yan...
Okay, may kasama pala, mga kadonatics. Etong si Bonjing Rimulya kasi, ang ini-interpret niya lang, mga kadonatics, yung isang part, pero hindi niya kinukonsider yung ibang part ng paragraph na yon. Kaya nagmumukhang tanga talaga siya bilang attorney, mga kadonatics. Ito yung explanation ni Attorney Karen Jimeno.
I share any commission, gift, share, percentage, kickback, or any other form of pecuniary benefit from any person or entity in connection with any government contract or project, or by reason of the office or position of the public officer concerned. So in this case, if it was given to Senator Marcoleta, who was then a congressman, by reason of him being a congressman, then pwede mo sabihin, o papasok dito. But I would think that if you look at kung ano yung kasama niya sa sentence, because when we interpret the laws, you also consider ano yung kasama niyang words in the same sentence in order to have the correct interpretation of it. Parang ang kasama niya kasi commission, gift, share percentage, or kickbacks, or any other form of pecuniary benefit na linagyan na in connection with any government contract or project, or by reason of their position or public office. So, kung merong kapalit na
Yan.
benefit yan, then it might fall under this. But if binigay yan kay Congressman Marcoleta because they wanted him to run for Senate, at sabi niya nga, that time, hindi pa siya decided, then pwedeng i-argue ng defense that it was not by reason of his office. It might be because of friendship, because they wanted him to run. Now, whether he used that money as a campaign donation or not, it would go into a different question na. Should he have declared it in his SOSE, yung Statement of Contributions and Expenses? And failure to do so would be a violation under the Omnibus Election Code. Or meron ba silang verbal usapan na dapat dun mo gamitin at hindi nasunod, pagka tumakbo ka, isoli mo sa akin, then it can be a civil liability na dapat sinoli niya. And the other side of it, why did you not declare it in your SALN? That's a different question kasi you're a public official. Pero again, ibang case yun, di ba? It's not necessarily plunder.
Hindi plunder, di
And
ba?
baka naman iniiwasan niya yung tax liability because if it were truly a donation, dapat naman liable siya for donor's tax. So, I'm saying here, it's a slam dunk with respect to filing the correct
Other case.
case. Because you also mentioned Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, Republic Act 3019. That's another potential law that can apply. But if you look at the offense there, it says directly or indirectly requesting or receiving any gift or share, percentage, or benefit in connection with any contract or transaction between the government or any party wherein the public officer in his official capacity has to intervene under the law, or kung may kapalit naman siya in terms of securing or obtaining a government permit or license in connection with the help given by that public officer. So for me, if you look at the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, Republic Act 3019, yung receive ng gift or benefit or monetary benefit, may kadugtong siyang requirement na dapat it's in connection with the grant of a contract or transaction wherein that public officer intervenes, or a permit or license wherein that public officer helped. So,
The assumption, attorney, is that the assumption is that nobody gives such huge sums of money without expecting out of the sheer goodness of their souls or their hearts, ano? So parang palaging may in-expect na kapalit balang araw, but the sheer impropriety of it lamang po, no? Yun ang isang issue.
Impropriety, we have the Code of Conduct for Public Officers. Prohibits them from receiving any gift. Pero if you look at Republic Act 3019, the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, what I'm saying is, if you read the law, yung pagtanggap ng gift or any pecuniary benefit requires, in the elements of the crime, for you to prove that it's in consideration of a contract or transaction wherein that person, the public officer, intervenes. Or in relation to the grant of a permit or license na tinulungan sila nung public officer. And under that law, the penalties for violation of the Anti-Graft Act is 6 years to 15 years. Which is lower, much lower than plunder. Na plunder is reclusion perpetua, and in the past, reclusion perpetua to death. Pero kasi sa atin na-suspend na yung death penalty. My point is, kung yung anti-graft na mas mababa yung penalty, the elements require showing that it's made in consideration of, again, government contract or na nakialam ka, then I would think yung plunder na reclusion perpetua yung penalty na in the past reclusion perpetua to death, ay siguro naman hindi lang outright gift, lalo na if it's not part of a scheme, an overall scheme to amass wealth. Kasi may mga Supreme Court decisions na rin na when it comes to plunder, you have to prove a combination or series of acts, which means more than one. And parang sa akin siguro we really need to understand ano ba yung intent ng law, gaano ba ka-grave yung gusto i-punish when it comes to plunder, because that would really guide us whether this falls under that law, because this is also a non-bailable offense, yung plunder, compared to the anti-graft law.
Grabe. Grabe mga kadonatics, ang galing ni attorney. At sadly, hindi na intindihan ni Satan yung iba doon mga kadonatics. Iba yung binanggit niya kanina na sabi kasi niya kanina mga kadonatics na pag magbibigay ka ng ganyang kalaking halaga ay talagang may expected na yan na may ibabalik. Do not assume, do not speculate. Sabi nga ni attorney mga kadonatics, it's a gift kasi gusto nga ni Mike Defensor at kanyang kasama na tatakbo si Senator Marcoleta sa Senado at wala namang ebidensya mga kadonatics na nakabenepisyo si former Congressman Mike Defensor sa ibinigay niya na gift. Pwede dang kasuhan mga kadonatics but not plunder kung may ebidensya na may kickback itong si Mike Defensor sa pagbibigay niya ng ganong halaga kay Senator Rodante Marcoleta. Wala namang license na inapprove mga kadonatics sa kanyang company or kanyang business. No, it was purely gift mga kadonatics and plunder pala. Okay, ngayon ko lang nalaman mga kadonatics I have to learn a lot. Okay, reclusion perpetua pala to mga kadonatics. Yan talaga yung gusto nilang ipataw kay Senator Marcoleta. Grabe! Kaya mga kadonatics, galit ang INC. Sobrang galit talaga. Reclusion perpetua ba naman? Noon daw, death penalty daw talaga yan. Can you imagine? Kung hindi nawala yung death penalty ngayon, gusto nilang i-death penalty si Senator Marcoleta. Ganyan kawalang hiya itong gobyernong ito. Itong si Ombudsman. Kaya mga kadonatics, ang sabi ni Atty. Respicio, hindi nila papayagan na damputin si Senator Marcoleta. At ganun din kayo mga kadonatics, huwag nating papayagan na damputin nila si Senator Marcoleta. It's non-bailable mga kadonatics. It means hindi ka pwede makapagpiyansa. Nako, grabe, sobra. Well, anyway, hindi natin pahabain mga kadonatics. Alam natin yung whole point talaga ng sinabi ni Atty. Karen Jimeno na it can only be a case mga kadonatics pag naka-benefit itong si Mike Defensor sa binigay niya. Walang kickback mga kadonatics. So it means purely a gift lang talaga. Well, anyway, comment down below at babasahin natin yan mga kadonatics. Don't forget to like and subscribe. At sa lahat natin mga viewers of YouTube, can you please visit our Facebook? Thank you so much and like and follow also. God bless you mga kadonatics. Ingat palagi. Bye-bye.